Welcome back to Musings of Maverick. I'm your host Maverick, and today we are going to be watching Shoumetsu Toshi episode 2, aka After Lost, if I believe so. So last episode we were introduced to the characters, right? We got Yuki, the female lead, who apparently lost all her family during the event called Lost, where an entire portion of a city just disappeared, and she is the sole survivor from that area. We also have this delivery guy, Takuya, who apparently specializes in delivering all sorts of things, including people as well. So sort of a la Taxi, the famous French movie series. And apparently we left on a cliffhanger. Well, okay, so that's a little bit simplifying it. So apparently they also have these kinds of special abilities where they summon, I don't know, like some special souls or whatnot from the city of that was disappeared, and then they can fight using it. And well, hopefully in this episode we can learn a little bit more on what that actually is, right? Because last episode we left on a cliffhanger where it seemed that Yuki was being captured by some unknown organization and Takuya is being shot dead. Although we know that he can't be dead because he's the main protagonist, or male protagonist, right? So anyways, let's just get into the episode. I checked the real life stuff. Not much has happened. Already announced the Blu-ray sets, and apparently a lot of the voice actors, the seiyuus for this series, are retweeting the episodes as well. So yeah, they got a lot of seiyuus on board this one. Hopefully they didn't spend all their budget on the voice acting, and they actually have some left for the animation as well. But we shall see. So let's just get into the episode. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Animation. Alright, so I guess we're going to learn of Takuya's situation first. Yeah, she's gonna shoot him. Or not. Oh. Okay. Okay. Can't say that was unexpected. Oh, I don't think we actually heard this yet, right? Alright, so let's see this. Let me mute this though, because I don't want to get into copyright trouble. Actually, have we heard this before? I don't think so. Well, that looks like a cult. Well, that was a cool action scene. Ah, this is a nice song. Actually, oh, that was a nice guitar solo. I know, have I heard this before? I'm losing my mind right now. Oh man. It's a sign of aging. I can't remember now. Oh, so you guys know each other? Wait.
本当に助けるんすか？俺はいい。その子だけは助けてやってくれ。じゃないと意味がない。私だってあなたを助けなきゃ意味がないの。
Huh?
この子は組織が連れ戻す。あなたは今回の件から手を引く。それでいいじゃない。じゃあ二人ともってことでいいっすよね。細かいことは後で考えれば。コータ、女の子置いてはいけないっしょ。
By the way, this Takya dude should be half dead by now. Like, I can't believe that he can actually still be carried. There must be so many bones broken. Hmm.
嘘だよね。封鎖地区の中にも探偵事務所の拠点があったとはな。あなたが辞めた後にね。
Alright, so they were former colleagues. Well, we know that. So he was a former detective? Or private eye? Private detective, I guess? Private investigator?
この子も大変だったろうな。あんなとこに3年間も閉じ込められて。そういや、まだ礼を言ってなかったな、こうだ。あんたのためじゃないっすよ。たく、やばい案件に首突っ込んでくれましたね。契約だからな。どうせ止めたって聞かないものね、拓也は。でも今は無茶しないで。まず封鎖地区から脱出することを考えましょう。
Hmm? This dude is in no condition. Never mind.
バイクを修理したい。ギークに連絡取れないか。携帯どっか行っちまった。ギーク？一度仕事したことあるだろう。俺の幼馴染だ。待って、データベースに紹介してみる。あの引きこもりデブのこと？ギークはただのデブじゃない。バイクの位置も把握してるはずだ。ダメだわ。吸った方が早いわね。
What? What? Oh. SPR5?
はい、連れて。はいや。どうせなら作戦に参加してもらいましょう。
What? What plans? You're moving too fast. I wonder if this anime is aimed at the game only, like the game people. Like people who have already played the game and they just want to watch this in anime form. It's a common theme with a lot of these game adaptations, where it's more of a fan service anime for the fans. So from that perspective, they won't explain everything about this. I mean, the settings and whatnot.
高速で俺たちを助けてくれたやつ。あれ、お前が呼び出したのか？わからない。でもあの人は知ってる。アキラ。お父さんの警護をついてた人。警護？ああ、SP か。魂として現れたってことは。ロストに巻き込まれたの。私の目の前で。アキラだけじゃない。お父さんも弟もみんないなくなっちゃった。そうか。何なんだろうな、ロストって。未だに天才かどうかもわからないし。またいつ起こらない。
I mean, the fact that your bodyguard still exists in some kind of form should mean that your family also exists in some kind of form, right? Hmm.
子供は寝る時間か。バカにしないでよ。昼間と夕方に局地的な重力波の異常が起きているな。昼間の方は彼の証言と一致するわね。掴んだぞ。魂の発生した物理的証拠だ。
Gravitational waves. So let me guess, they're like in another dimension,
ダメね。
like a parallel dimension to us.
まで完全に抑えられているわ。ってことは。ええ。行くぞ。ちょっと何仕切ってんすか。変わってないわね。さあ、私たちも。はい。
Mind explaining a little bit for us viewers? No, the sewers.
大丈夫？うん。あと数分で隣駅、封鎖地区の外に出られるわ。たく、面倒な連中だぜ。あの組織って何なんだ。政府や警察は把握してないのか。中にいた私たちも全容はつかめなかった。一つの巨大な組織というより、
What?
共有した団体といった方がいいわね。なんか気持ち悪い連中だったぜ。事務所も組む相手選べよな、ほんと。
Oh.
セズナ。くそ。所詮お前らの考えることだ。
Yeah, I was thinking like this seems pretty damn obvious. Ooh. Get a move on, guys.
行くぞ、こうだ。もうこっちに来ても意味ないわよ。私はあなたに話がある。あいつらを追え。
What? One-on-one?
話し合うつもりはないよね。
Let me guess. It missed her as well. Like somehow my gut is telling me she's not dead. You're outnumbered like 32-1. Yeah.
約束だったわよね。拓也の安全は保証してくれるって。上が決めたことだ。楽でいいわね。自分の頭で考えないって。考え
How the heck did she miss though?
なら愚かなのはあんたの方だ。
Like that makes no damn sense.
なぜ組織に逆らった。命が惜しくないのか。あのまま言いなりになるくらいなら私は自由を選ぶわ。あの男のためにどうしてそこまで。好きだからよ。
Just like that? Alright.
お前は右だ。俺は左を。腕なまってんじゃねえの、先輩。
Wait, this...
いや、俺だってそんくらいはさ。よし、あとは地上に出れば封鎖地区の。
Okay.
ユミコって人。
大丈夫。常にみんなが助かる方法を考える人だから。
Really?
でも出口塞がってるからさ。ちょっと寄り道してくよ。お前少し変わったな。は？こんな割に合わないこと昔のお前ならやらなかった。そうっすか。だってまあこっちの方が面白いなと。どちらかを選ぶなら俺は面白い方がいいなって。あんたこそちょっと変わったんじゃないんすか。何がだ。ま、わかんねえんならいいっすよ。
Alright.
あった、これだ。後で俺の武勇伝たっぷり聞かせてやるよ、ゆきちゃん。
いいです。
冷たいな。事務所が変な方向行く前はさ、国絡みで結構でかいミッション任されてたんだぜ。おい、いいじゃん。あんたが不愛想すぎんだよ。
Let me guess. They're running right into an ambush?
どうした、コウタ。あれ、コウタ。
Oh. And so he's going to try to do one last. Yeah, that probably won't do anything.
なんで平気な顔して先に進めるの。
Ooh.
あいつだ。
魂。
Ooh. Oh. Dang. And he just...
でもそっちは封鎖地区だぞ。だってなんか変なのが追っかけてくるんだもん。スズメバチの大群みたい。なんなんだよあれ。ナイフへの執着。ギーク、バイク使えるか。応急処置はしといたけど、どうするつもりなの。俺が奴を引きつける。その間にユキと逃げてくれ。ちょっと何言ってんだよ。正気なの。
やめて。
Yeah, I like to know as well. What? What? Okay, so now Yuki's gonna unleash her power. Alright.
お前何やってお前が来たら意味ないだろ
ごめんなさい。でもそうしたいと思ったの。
Okay.
少しだけ時間をちょうだい。
こっちも分かってきたぜ捕まってろユキ
You are such a bad shot.
やっぱりだ
Oh?
お前はこのナイフでしか攻撃しない相当執着があるようだな
Hmm. Okay. And there's Akira. Oh, so she's learned how to control it now? Oh, okay. That's kind of... Alright. So is he actually able to speak? He's panting.
これであなたを守れます
ありがとう。アキラ。
さっきお前自分の意志で彼を
Hmm.
とうとう覚醒したか。これ以上書き換えない方がいいな。
So only the dude dies? Aw, that's sad.
私こそ。
正直魂相手じゃどうしようもない矛盾してるが契約を果たすにはお前の力が必要らしい協力してくれるか
私もお父さんが無事かどうかこの目で確かめたい。
Hmm.
分かったまずはユミコとコウタを迎えに行かなきゃな
About that. Well, so is Koda dead or not? Okay. I guess he is dead. Oh, Iron Arrow's in this as well? Alright. I think we've seen this one before, so I'm gonna skip the ending for now. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so that was Shoumetsu Toshi episode 2, and it was not impressive to say the least. Oh, and first thing first, I did see the opening before, so sorry, it kind of just slipped my mind. I thought it sounded kind of familiar, but at the same time, it wasn't really that familiar to me at all. I think last episode I was a little bit too focused on looking at the visuals on the screen to see if there's any information there. But yeah, I definitely saw that one before. So this episode, right? All I can say is there's a lot of plot holes in it, and lots of places where I don't know what happened. Do they simply just wave their hands and say that this is, you know, it's just the plot, right? Don't think too much about it. But really, there's just so many points that I don't know. Like I said within the episode, maybe it's the case where this is really just a fan service anime for the fans of the game, and they assume that you can fill in the blanks for a lot of the situations in this anime, right? So, like, say for instance, from the very beginning of the episode, only Yumiko was left, right? And she was left in charge of both Yuki and Takuya, and she was in charge of bringing them back. Like, in what world does that make sense? Suzuna and the rest of the gang showed up last episode already, right? And their whole point was that they wanted to take back Yuki. So suddenly they're okay with just leaving this in the hands of their, you know, they're not even like really within the agency. They're just contractors, right? They contracted out this job to them. So, like, where did they disappear to? Your whole purpose was to get this girl, and yet you leave it in the hand of outsiders? Like, that doesn't make sense at all, honestly. And then throughout the entire episode, I feel like it just feels rushed, right? A lot of things I feel like they're trying to make us feel for the character, but then there's not enough time for them to properly develop these relationships. There's not enough time for meaningful dialogue. There's not enough time for backstory for us to actually understand who these characters are, what they represent and whatnot, and how they're supposed to interact with each other. So in the end, really, it just seems like it's okay, I say this line and that's it, and yet us as viewers can't really sympathize with them as all, so we can't really care about the characters at all, right? So, I mean, it's fairly rushed, right? And I'm wondering if they're trying to rush to a place where, or an arc, if you will, that is actually interesting. And I hope so, because I am really this close to dropping this series right now. It doesn't really do anything. There's not really anything compelling about this for me at this moment. Just maybe the story is well, no, I mean not even a story. Like the whole setting of a city disappearing, like that's kind of intriguing, right? But at the same time, the action, it's passable, right? And I say that very liberally. The story is all over the place. The pacing is all over the place. And yeah, sure, they have a stellar voice actor lineup, but voice acting alone isn't going to save a work, right? And again, there's a lot of things that just doesn't make sense. Like, for instance, I wouldn't even say it doesn't make sense. Like for instance, okay, so you guys want to know what happened to the people that disappeared during Lost, right? You want to know more about this Tamashi, who are apparently I'm guessing the agency is choosing to weaponize them in some way, shape, or form, and that's why they want the girl, they want Yuki. And has any of them actually thought of just asking one of the Tamashi, like, what happened? Why have they turned into this kind of soul or spirit-like character? Do they have any recollection of the past events? Where do they go to when they're not being summoned? Like, has anybody thought to just ask them? Because it's clearly they have intelligence, right? And they have conscience. You can talk with them. So yeah. In any case, like I said, I'll give it 1 or 2 more episodes, but right now I'm leaning more towards drop than watch. So hopefully they're actually rushing this because they want to get to some fun, some interesting, some good parts, right? Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention, because this is one of the biggest gripes of this episode. Like, stop using that cliche, trying to kill people off screen with a gunshot, right? You did it first with the dude Takuya. You did it once with Yumiko, and actually twice with Yumiko. And Like, we already know what to expect, right? It's so obvious. It's so damn obvious, and you don't need to repeat the exact same scene so many times, right? And it's really, I know, okay, if we are actually going to go through some predictions or theory crafting right now, I think Yumiko and Suzuna probably knew of each other formally already, and that includes Kuta as well. Otherwise, how could they be so sure that Suzuna would actually let Yumiko live, right? She was in a pretty dire situation when she sacrificed herself, right? If this was really a villain organization or whatnot, she would be dead by now. Like, she was completely within arm's reach of the organization, right? She could have been captured, she could have been tortured, she could have been just shot dead right then and there. There was really no guarantee that they were going to be able to save her or even see her again. And even if they did think that the agency wouldn't kill her right then and there, later on, Kira just basically shot dead several of the agency members, right? And that's definitely going to piss them off if they weren't already pissed off enough already. So, yeah, that part doesn't really make sense as well. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much about this because it is depressing. Like I said, I'll give it a few more episodes and we'll see. Like, for any of you viewers out there, for any of you who are watching this series, is there something that you particularly enjoy about this series so far that you want to keep on watching? Or actually, if there's any of you people who played the game out there, you know, how well is this being an adaptation right now? Like, for those who already know the story, is it something that you are happy with? Or is this really just a bad adaptation? Well, let me know, because I don't want to shit on a series for no reason, right? If it's not enjoyable for me, it's not enjoyable for you guys, and it's just a waste of everybody's time all around, right? So I really sincerely hope that this can go somewhere. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to sacrifice it, right? Topical. Alright, anyways, that's been my review of Shoumetsu Toshi episode 2, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, bye bye.